You could be like Kanye, start your own school.
Be like Kanye and wear a White Lives Matter shirt.
I ain't with that one.
What? Okay. First of all, let's just go ahead and speak on this. I feel like we're kind of past that. Okay, there's always some racial division happening. There's always some race beef or some shit like that. The whole like thing of people being offended by like, hey, I'm white, my life matters too. And it's like, that's not saying that just because Black Lives Matter doesn't mean that your white life doesn't matter. But I feel like a lot of people were taking it like that, right? And for you to throw that shirt on as like a huge influential figure so far past like that whole thing, I won't say that it's past it, but I'm saying it was a lot more like prevalent in the news.
I mean,
like
Kanye has kind of like signaled this over and over and over because remember he had Confederate flag merch at one point.
Yeah.
I mean, he fucking has blatantly fraternized with Candace Owens. The fucking picture that I first saw, it looks like she's kind of like holding hands with him / has her hand in his fucking pocket, which I believe she's like married or in a relationship. But who knows what happened to that? I don't know. But like, I saw a lot of people on Twitter discussing if they were dating or not.
Him dating Candace
You think
Owens?
so?
A lot of people on Twitter seem to think that's the case. In that photo, to me, it looks like she is standing at such a distance from him that it's kind of hard for me to imagine that they didn't have something going on at that moment. But who knows? Maybe they're just really like standing next to each other.
But just think about this. Like Kanye is at such a level of influence, respect. I mean, he's kind of dwindling the respect aspect down, but he's at such a point where he doesn't need to clout chase. He doesn't need to do stuff to bring more attention to himself. So it's just literally like, what is the purpose of
I would love to hear him explain what he was trying to get across with that, because I have heard like the White Lives Matter thing discussed by a lot of people online, basically having the conversation of like, is it stupid or is it like really kind of asking for our society to be divided
and to pick a side
when Black Lives Matter is considered just like a statement of fact, and then White Lives Matter is considered like hate speech, or
it's
even
like a rebuttal.
And even All Lives Matter is like basically you can't say that. Like you would basically be considered to be like a fucking a hate monger if you fucking said that. Which I do.
Blue Lives Matter, all that.
Right, all that shit. It's like, you know, it is kind of like a weird double standard where Black Lives Matter is allowed and then all the other ones are considered hate speech. And so I would assume that if you were to get Kanye on camera, that he would basically say that that's why he chose to wear that shirt or design that shirt or whatever, because he feels like, oh, this is the thing that you can't say in our society, so I'm going to be the one to say it. Now it's like a lot of people actually pay attention to like politics in this country.
Yeah.
It feels like kind of a hollow, lame fucking endorsement of.
It's like the MAGA hat.
I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't really.
But at least with the MAGA hat, it was around the time of Trump, like running for office.
It feels like a dated reference, because if you were to do the White Lives Matter thing, like I don't know, 2-3 years ago, then maybe it would have seemed fucking edgy. And now it just kind of seems lame to people, right?
And it's not even old enough to be vintage. That's not vintage. That was like 2 years ago.
I want to know how Candace Owens was instrumental in the planting of this idea. Like, how exactly did this fucking go down?
I don't get that shit. Mm-mm.
And then like not to just like, you know, completely pivot, but then he wants to go on this Instagram rant, claiming that the owner of LVMH or whatever, like the conglomerate that owns like Louis Vuitton and all these other big brands,
own everything.
He's saying that this man killed Virgil,
right?
When Virgil had a very serious cancer that he had been fighting for years.
And then Tremaine, who does Denim Tears and also is the creative director of Supreme.
I didn't even know that until this story came out.
Right. He comes out the woodwork and basically accuses Kanye of being a total fucking fake Virgil endorser. And I think that this is something that a lot of people suspected, but never really saw proven. And I'm not like fully tapped in on all the Kanye drama, so maybe there have been people that talked about this, but basically like a lot of people felt like Virgil getting to do stuff like being the creative director of Louis Vuitton, Kanye was jealous of that, and he always wanted.
He admitted it,
right? And that he never really got those kind of opportunities, and he was kind of salty because Virgil very much came up under Kanye, and then in some ways sort of superseded him, at least on the design side of things. So Tremaine is basically like acknowledging a dynamic that we never really saw fully documented publicly, in which Kanye was like really disingenuous when he's acting like he's this big Virgil supporter, right?
But look, this is my whole thing. Now, you can wear your emotions on your sleeve and still be like, you can admit this gave me some form of jealousy, this made me feel some type of way, but still be proud of your friend who made the big accomplishment. And if you ever seen like one of Virgil's last runway shows from Paris, there was like a scene at the end where, like, you know, Virgil walks and waves to everybody. He goes down to Kim and Kanye at the end, and they fucking give each other a big ass hug, and they both start crying.
Right.
Like,
because
that was a genuine moment.
This is the thing, though. Tremaine seems like a very valid source on this, because he's saying
1,000,000%.
He's saying that he does not do this kind of shit. I don't know if I can think of any other time that I've seen him really come out with an edgy statement or calling somebody out or whatever. This is not his style. And then also the fact that he acknowledged that Kanye said some of this stuff in like a group chat. So we don't know. We're not like seeing other people like confirming, yes, I read that in the group chat. But by him saying that, he's basically acknowledging like a lot of other people fucking know about this too. And if that was a lie, you would kind of assume that you already would have heard that it was a lie, right? So I'm taking that shit to be pretty serious. But that kind of raises another question, because I can think of a lot of different rappers like Ski Mask and X who were really not cool at the time that X passed, or Lil Tracy and Lil Peep who were really not cool at the time that Lil Peep passed. But then you see Lil Tracy and Ski Mask go on to be their biggest supporters, because a lot of that stuff and the reasons that they weren't talking at the time kind of seems like water under the bridge once somebody loses their life, you know?
That happens. Always happens.
I'm sure Ski Mask and Lil Tracy look at it like, I just never got time to patch it up. Like, I would have wanted to be on good terms with these dudes by the time that we were grown, but I didn't get time to do that.
And that's with his people even more, where they be like, damn, even like, you know, I know we all got people that we all like, damn, you know, randomly sometimes you'll hit somebody up and be like, hey, even though we had our past, whatever it is, man, I hope you're doing okay in life and shit, because you know, you don't want to wait until somebody passes away to be like, damn, bro, at one point in time, you was my guy. You know what I mean? And we got memories from way back then that would never change and shit like that.
But that's not necessarily fake, right?
That's not fake.
No, it's not fake, but for people to carry on the legacy and, like you said, become the biggest supporters is probably that guilt of, damn, I didn't get to patch it up.
Right.
And then, you know, a lot of the times, the situations why people are mad at each other don't even be that serious.
Even make no sense.
Gabe Brooks, like, we hadn't talked in years. So it wasn't like we had a beef, but we definitely fell out of touch. And then he passes, and I'm waving the flag saying rest in peace and talking about him on podcasts and shit like that.
It.
But hell yeah.
And you talk about him talk about him to this day.
And because I treasure those fucking memories that we have together, even if we weren't currently making those memories at that time, because
did people have something to say though about you posting him all the time?
Nah, but BMX is like a small community where people aren't gonna really call you out for that kind of shit. And also, it was like he kind of dipped out on the BMX community as a whole, so you had a shitload of different people who had a real close relationship with him, and then he kind of goes and gets into the streets again or whatever, and so nobody's seeing him. So kind of like everybody in the BMX world was sort of on the same page with him at that time.
I'm gonna be honest, even like with like my family shit, like when my mom passed away, me and my sister were beefing like crazy right before. Remember?
Right before,
we
guys kind of got into it like afterwards and shit too.
No.
Oh.
I don't even want to talk about it. But like specifically, right when she passed away, it was like nothing ever happened. Like we never said not one bad word to each other. Like that was my fucking, you know, like I talk to her like every day now.
Right.
And I really feel like that relationship really got repaired, and I feel like we both needed that. It just sucks that my mom wasn't around to see that, because that was something that she really wanted. It's like, you know, you don't want her fucking kids like hating each other for no reason.
But it's crazy what a high percentage of siblings who are in their 40s, 50s, whatever, just end up having no fucking relationship with each other. When you consider that, like, this is the person that you have the most in common in the whole fucking world with. Although then you get older and it does kind of start to feel at certain points like, this is just a random person that I happen to be related to, because you grow so far apart over the years too, you know?
But you got
like my sister now, we have a close relationship because we are kind of in the exact same situation, raising kids. We live near each other basically.
And that's her
husband's with you every day.
Yeah.
Confronted by the reality of him sitting there every day, looking like a lush.
That's like my little sister. My little sister has been away for like 7-8 years now. Like she lives in Tennessee. But I'm like, that's the reason why we make sure
The one that we met?
We talk. No, that's my other sister. Yeah,
Shout out to her though.
Shout out to her.
my
She's
God.
so cool. So
So
beautiful.
cool.
So beautiful.
Damn, bro.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Shout out to her boyfriend too. Her boyfriend was cool.
Her
boyfriend was
and
cool.
no disrespect to her boyfriend at all, but yeah, AD. It turns out that your gene pool is kind of popping. She ain't looking too bad. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
very,
man.
very beautiful young woman.
See, I can't say that because Josh is married to your sister.
Feel
so
free to
I can't say
tell me
it.
how hot my sister is as well.
No, I'm not gonna disrespect my homie Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
A lot of hot family
Josh-
members on this episode of the podcast, though, right?
oh my god! I posted.
People being attracted to family members.
I posted my sister the day after the hospital, after the funeral.
Yeah.
Terrible idea.
Yeah.
They was on her.
I heard Axe saying that his mom was thinking about becoming a YouTuber, and he
nah.
had to tell her like, no,
No.
like I have worked very hard to not share.
For you not to
know,
have to do this.
For me, I put my parents on social media and shit, but it is a weird line to cross because it's like, you're gonna have like inevitably some DMs that are like telling you that they want to bang your mom or whatever, and you just kind of, it's a good thing to avoid if possible. Not everybody needs to be a content creator.
Yeah, especially if you are at that level and you are that financially well off. Like, I did this so you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Like, you can do whatever you want, but not this.
I heard like some family members on my girl's side having that conversation recently about like, oh, so and so should like start making YouTube videos about this, and this. And I'm just thinking in my head like, you don't know what you're trying to do here. Like you don't know.
You don't know the Pandora's box you're about to open.
Yeah, like you're gonna be in the Reddit.
All right, people, we just hit 300,000 subscribers. You know we're trying to hit 400,000 subscribers. So that little red button, tap it, tap in. Appreciate y'all.